We're live. All right. KK.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Roll call. Sherry?
Yeah.
Barb's absent. Here. Tom?
Yep.
Steve?
Here.
Bernie?
Here.
Elizabeth?
Here.
Larry? And
Gotcha. Larry.
Dr. Coons?
Here.
And Bernie. That's everybody. Sorry, I'm reading from my list this first time.
All right.
Okay, everyone's here.
All right. Looking over February's minutes. Any corrections, deletions, or anything else?
Move we accept.
First by Bernie.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. There is no guest chair tonight, as of now. Under old business, Ryan, you're up first.
We have two exciting projects coming up for the golf course. One of them is the restoration project, which that involves a couple different groups, I would say, mainly.
I can speak to that if you'd.
Yeah, I don't know why the name is escaping
It's
me
the
right
Erie
now.
Soil and Water
Yes.
Conservation District.
Those guys.
And
Those guys,
It's
yep.
our H2 Ohio grant where they'll be doing a restoration of the wetlands there at Mills Creek Golf Course.
So we met with them, that was 2 weeks ago, that we did a nice walk through the course, and things are looking good as far as the preparation for that. That's probably more of I'm not sure if that's going to be a this year thing. It could be more of towards the end of this season, going into next season. But things are on track for that and looking really good. And then our cart project, that will be more of that should be wrapped up by May as far as the completion of that. And we met with that's through a grant. And we met with the contractor for that end of last week. And we've done a couple of walkthroughs for that as well. So both of those projects are on track, are looking really good, and should improve the course even more for our golf members and guests. And we're on track to open April 1st. So that is what we
Talk a
have.
little bit about the cart path, what's going to involve.
We're going to start at hole one where we had that really short. We're going to follow the tree line on the left side.
Okay?
So it's going to go all the way down to hole two. When we get to hole two, it's going to stay on the right-hand side. So the path will go down to on the right-hand side and then connect where that bridge is.
Okay? The right bridge. the
Yes.
one on the far right of number 2.
Yes.
If
Yep.
you go to the course now, you'll see a bunch of pink flags
Okay.
that line kind of where that route's going to go, and it's part of that connector trail to make sure we have, a way that if we want to let carts go out,
Right.
and have them stick to the cart path, we can do that. But
Right.
we've made a couple tweaks because of just seeing how it lines up, and then we don't want to have carts coming in and going out the same spot. We've had feedback from Paul and Tom, and we did a walkthrough, and then, so the pink flags are for that cart path. The stakes that you might see around the course and some of the out of bounds areas are part of that wetlands project that they put out there.
And then the tee box for number 9, so that's where that other part is, right? Or around there.
Yeah.
And so we'll have two different paths. One will connect to, what is that, 7 or 8?
Yeah, where 7 comes around the green, yeah.
So one will, so off to the right, so it'll connect to that other path.
Okay?
And then that path will go behind the green of that 7, right?
Yeah, yep.
So that path it'll end up going behind that green, and then it'll connect to that other bridge. That makes sense? and then we'll have a separate path that will go to the left, so it's going to go up on that hill, and it's going to be separate from that first path. So
For 9.
for 9, like where 9 and 1 intersect a little bit, there's going to be 2 separate paths that way.
One going in, one coming out.
Yeah, that way we don't just have one path and people are trying to go in both directions.
Not
So-
that any golfers would do
Of
that.
course not. Absolutely not. But yeah, so it'll be 2 separate paths, and then that one that's going south back to the clubhouse, that will, I thought we said is it cutting in front of the green for number 9? I can't remember if it's cutting in front of the green or.
It would go along, it's still along 1 where
Yeah.
we cut it. So where that bench is where you're teeing off for 1, then it V's into that, so you're coming back from 9 and you can go out for 1. So there's enough separation there. We didn't want also people who are teeing off at 1 feel like,
I understand.
yeah.
Great.
So
Great improvement.
number 3 is already in place. Cart path and hole number 3.
We're only on this side of the bridge, Steve.
Yeah, we're not going,
These are all on the east side of Mills
Yeah,
Creek
so
because
like
we didn't.
East side of the creek.
that's,
Number.
3's already there.
Obviously, nothing's going to be done on number 3 because there's already a cart
Right.
path in place.
And 4 either.
Correct.
So
We hope to do it in the future, extend some of these same improvements to that side, but when we first started this project, the city didn't own the entire course. The diocese then sold that side of the course to us, so we can do that project down the road, kind of do some of those connectors on the other side. There are some
Yeah.
cart paths on
So-
that side, but
So there won't be any this cart path project does not affect hole number 4 and number 5.
correct.
Okay.
And 6 right now.
We are getting a new bridge for 5, and that is in process right now,
Yeah.
waiting on the final design and
Is that the bridge that had all that controversy that you're talking about right now?
the bridge that people have had to go around to use the old 6 bridge, yeah. So we're hoping to have an announcement on when that construction would start, but we're hoping
Did we
by,
come up with a good price for it, or, is that the one we're talking about? You're talking
yeah.
about?
We have to replace the bridge on 5, a more robust bridge.
And then number 6 takes you from the tee box over the bridge, and will there be a cart path on it?
No additions over in that spot
Okay.
yet, but that would be down in the future.
Okay.
What was the final price that they came up with?
We don't have a final price on it, but I can bring that to the next meeting once we have one. I'm hoping by then we'd have a final price.
All right, anything else, Ryan?
no, I think that's it as far as the golf course goes, so.
You're up right next. Agreement with Dorn and RFPs.
So we've renewed all the priority use agreements that we've had in the past. We've met with all of those groups. The agreements with the schools were they had an option to just continue it for the next couple of years. So we're doing that. So we didn't have to. The only amendments that we had to do with the schools. Sandusky, part of their agreement is fields 1, 2, and 9. In St. Mary's, it's 5 and 9, and then they use those other 2 small fields, kind of like what Sandusky does with 1 and 2. They kind of do the same thing with 3 and 4. So we just kind of added that into the agreement. But with the schools, everything is. Nothing has really changed as far as the last few years. And then with our 4 other groups, Sandusky Fast Pitch, Sandusky Travelers, AMVETS, and what's the 4th one? Oh, Panther Baseball Club. So we continued that agreement. So all of those groups are good for this year and a mutual option for next year. With Dorn, we're hoping, kind of jumped ahead a little bit as far as the field prep goes. But all the groups that we have been doing the past few years, we're continuing those agreements and hoping to just make improvements on things that we can do better, try to make the experience for those groups as best as possible when they're using the fields. And then the concession area for Dorn Park is also up for bid. Did I say that right? Is that how you
Yeah,
said the correct-
proposals, RFP.
RFP, yeah. So we'll just wait and see if anybody bids on using the concession area at Dorn
That's
Park.
at Dorn?
Yep.
It just went live Wednesday, so the last time we had somebody in there was Ma Don Dewey doing the concessions, and that was when we had a little bit more things going on out at Dorn before Sports Force opened up. But we've had some interest, people wanting to operate, or
So they're gone?
I haven't, I don't know if she's still around, but that's been posted, so.
So yeah.
Sandra? Howdy.
Good day, everybody. So, with the March Out of School, we're just following everything that's been happening, a range about 60, 70 kids every day after school from 3:30 to 7. The Sandusky City Schools is continuing to we have a pickup that we do for dinner, so our kids are getting fed every day. When there's no school and the out of school is open, our local restaurants have always been able to fill in that blank and feed the kids, so we don't have any issues with that. We are almost middle of March, so we got April, and May 22nd will be the last day for the out-of-school program. And again, it's kind of the consistency. Every 20th of the month, the families now are getting it. Every 20th of the month, they sign up, and it goes live between 8 and 9 a.m. on the 20th. It doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or a Sunday, but if you want your child to be part of this amazing program after school, you need to remember and put a reminder into your phones that, sign the kids up, because those slots go quickly. There are always going to be 100 slots available.
How many new kids do we normally see
I
month
mean,
to month?
if there's parents that are watching this and they understand, so we usually get about 5 or 6 new ones every month. And the ones that miss the boat, that are our regulars, they just miss it. I mean, they just miss. And then they're on it the following month. So it's always a battle. Until we can have a budget where we can have more staff, then it'll always be just that 100. But I wish it was more, because we got a lot of kids that want to be part of this program. So that's March Out of School. Midtown Supper Club. So well, first I want to say it's 100 days until summer.
Till summer.
Yeah. So Midtown Supper Club, Earth Day, April 22nd. This flyer, I can't even just share it because we are sold out. We are sold out. 200 seats have been sold. This is an amazing program, and it's not until April 22nd. So shout out to everyone that jumped on top of securing a seat for this program, award-winning culinary program. Different this year, we had 7 tables. It's called Midtown Supper Club Around the World because it's season 7. We're using the theme of 7 continents on this earth, and it's going to be on Earth Day. And so different this year, we had 7 tables that were dedicated to each continent, and we sold those tables at $500 a piece. And then we had some other tables that were being able to be sold for $250 a piece, and then we had individual seats that were $35 a piece or 2 for $65. So with that being said, I'm overjoyed that this is sold out this early. And people, I mean, you if you miss it, you miss it. I mean, I make it well known. I saturate the social media pages, and I try to encourage people to get on top of it. So procrastination is not, it doesn't do well with programming that we do at REC, because you always miss out. So I'm excited about that, and that day is gonna, April 22nd again, doors open at 5:30. These chefs in training, we have 8 returning chefs from the previous years and 12 new chefs in training that are joining, and then we added a Chef Bruce from Commons of Providence organization, along with Chef Benny and Chef Byron from last year. So if you got a ticket, and a table, the menu is pretty impressive. I'm excited about it.
Do we have a plan for scalpers, if there's anybody trying to sell tickets?
Yeah, I'm in my head, I know there's gonna be, I'm thinking about some corner high rounds or something, to be able to be used.
Auction.
Auction 'em off.
Seat
Overflow seating,
Seat geek? there
Some
can be-
overflow
I'm sure.
seating, yeah.
standing room only, you stand with your
Yep, you
plate.
gotta eat like that. So, yeah, and then, of course, there'll be some live youth performances with Miss Carly and we are collaboration with Erie Metro Parks this year. So Mr. Mike is in training with the education and part of Earth Day with our kids, and it's gonna be some surprises. So I'm excited about that. So that's the 22nd. So then we have spring break camp, which is the same week of this. And first it was gonna start on the 23rd, but I can't kill myself like that. So we're gonna take that break on the 23rd, and spring break camp will be the 24th and the 25th from 10 to 2. And when that goes live again, they gotta be on it because those slots will fill up quickly. So the first week in May, no, I gotta get my days together. No, that's summer. So I gotta get that registration to go live pretty soon here for spring break camp. It'll probably be
Oh,
in
yeah, May would be summer.
yeah. So it's coming up soon, folks, for those that are listening. I think that's all I got.
All right. Anything else on our old business? Moving to new business.
Just an update on our 2025 special events. We get a couple questions from the public each year of, when's the guide coming out? When's the guide coming out? We used to shoot for May 1st. Last year with the eclipse, we shot for April 1st. We'll be somewhere around that early April for the guide. We're still getting some finalized events like the Gazebo Concert Series, what those are going to look like. I mean, those go in the guide. Party at the Pier, who's playing Party at the Pier is always a popular one. And then a few other events we want to get in that guide and then have it finalized and printed. And we make a PDF that we can also post to social and have, well, I usually bring those to this meeting. Hopefully, maybe by the next meeting, we'll have a stack of those that we can share with you all. Part of that would include the Easter egg hunt, which is 31 days away. It's a month from today. We'll be working with Rotary again and KK with some of the baskets. And I know I say it every time, but don't be late to the Easter egg hunt. It goes really quickly, and all the eggs are gone by 10:05. So don't be late. Any questions on either the guide or the Easter egg hunt? Ryan's going to talk about Movies by the Bay.
Yeah, our lineup is set for the Movies by the Bay program. We had some good news in terms of our sponsorship. So we found a title sponsor for the program this year, which is, we had a sponsor last year who sponsored the entire program. We will have the same this year. It'll be a different sponsor. Are we allowed to share who it is?
Did they say we couldn't? Yeah.
Should we hold on? Is it okay? Or should we wait until? Okay, so Align Data,
Nice.
that's the new business that is on
Awesome.
the old New Departure. They'll be our sponsor for the Movies by the Bay program. So we're really excited to work with them, and I think they seem excited just to be part of the program, and I would expect them, at least for some of the movies, to be somewhat present. I don't know how many people they would have there from the business, but I think they'll definitely be present for at least some, if not all, the movies, and they seem really excited and eager to work with us for the movies program, and should be a good partnership. So.
They seem very excited to be part of the community and make it a priority to do stuff for the community.
So that's the name of the company, Aligned Data?
Aligned.
Not Allied is what I keep calling it. It's Aligned
LIGN.
Data
Aligned.
Systems.
I think their full business name is Aligned Adaptive Data Centers.
Oh.
We'll
That's
But
not
make
what
sure we
their
have that
logo-
right in their logo.
Their logo didn't say that.
yeah, but it's in.
So they don't
Show us
even
what
know.
the place
Yeah,
looks
it's-
like when they're done. I mean, it's amazing structure that they're building and how they're building. I'd love to see what it looks like.
She had mentioned that they would do like some sort of community open house,
Yeah.
so,
That's just one of 4. There's gonna be 4 more of those.
Four
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, going up eventually.
I'd like to see it
yeah.
drawing to see what it, the rendition of what it looks like when it's completed.
Any questions on Movies by the Bay? We will be releasing the lineup soon. Soon.
Happy feet.
Speaking of movies, the movie Tommy Boy, I don't know if everyone here is familiar with the movie Tommy Boy, but it was 30 years ago, this March 31st, that the movie Tommy Boy debuted in theaters. Yeah, and there's a lot of different legends around the movie that people, it's funny when you talk about it with other people, because they'll say, oh yeah, that was filmed over on Route whatever, and people don't know that the movie, they didn't even film one frame of it here. But 5 years ago, we started planning a celebration for the 25th year anniversary of the movie, and we were, at that time, we just got in contact with Pete Siegel, he's the director of the movie, to do a 25-year celebration. But if you remember 5 years ago, it was a pandemic and kind of everything went out the window as far as planning, things like that. So this year, we're actually in contact again with the director of the movie, and he's really supportive of, they're doing a 30-year edition of the movie that they're going to release in the next couple weeks on Amazon, and Walmart will have them as well. But in August, we're looking to do a 3-day kind of festival that has a lot of Tommy Boy themed events to go along with celebrating the movie. And the director is going to bring, he just had one of the cars from the movie restored. He's going to be bringing that vehicle to Sandusky. And this is sort of the first announcement in this, to let everybody know, like, this is what we've been kind of planning for a little bit. Trying to get some of the actors here. So if anybody knows David Spade, Rob Lowe, Bo Derek, or Dan Aykroyd, reach out to them if they're a family friend and see if they can come here.
I think I got Dan's number.
August 7th, 8th, and 9th is when we're looking to do that. We kind of feel like it'll be just as big as sort of the buzz we had with the Eclipse. Even though it wasn't filmed here, it's a pretty popular movie. And anytime I mention it, after Cedar Point, that's kind of what Sandusky, gets known for, is being the home of Tommy Boy. So looking forward to doing all that and not having a pandemic.
Other than the Final Four basketball team.
So I was thinking the same thing, Steve.
And the home of Scott May, who was on the undefeated
Yeah.
March Madness.
Parks and facilities, Jason?
Parks and facilities, as Ryan mentioned, we did enter into those prior use agreements with all of our baseball and softball organizations, and so our grounds crew is trying to get those fields turned over. It's always a time with March and April with rain, so we're going to try and get those fields going. I think Sandusky's softball's already, we were out there and we saw cleat marks, so they've been out there practicing a little bit. I'm not sure if any of the other teams have been out there, but we're going to get those
So
fields.
they went out there this week, they did, because I got a call from the coach asking about our gator that we take out there, when is it coming? And it's going to happen tomorrow. That's because it needed some extensive work. The operator during the football season, pretty hard on it, so it needed some strut work and other things to it. So it's going to be delivered out to Durham tomorrow.
Okay. Well, we usually prioritize on getting the high school fields done first out there because your seasons are starting.
Yeah, I mean, we're start scrimmages next week, so.
And then we get to kind of where the other leagues and when they start their practices. AMVETS, I think, is a little bit later in May. but they might be practicing before that. So looking to get those done, and then after we get the ones that are under priority use, we'll get to like Huron Park. They'll drag that and make sure that that's ready to go. I think all the other ones are under priority use agreements. So that just means that whatever the organization, they provide a schedule and they have priority use to use the fields as long as they're maintaining the fields during that season. So if there isn't a game, if anyone can use those fields. If there isn't a game or a practice, people can still use those fields.
I think they're shooting for Friday as far as turning the fields over.
Starting it?
Yeah, I think the forecast looks good. So as long as it is, I think Friday is when they're going to get out to Dorn and turn the fields over, so.
And our facilities crew's been removing all the Season's Greetings banners. We were a little delayed with how much snow. We did have a winter this year. We didn't really have as much of a winter last year. Getting all the holiday decorations down and put away. We'll probably be seeing some new banners later
Month or so?
later in spring. So we're definitely busy. And then the tennis courts, that was, I believe that went to bid. I think that's Chris was going to speak to the tennis courts, but I think that's out for bid right now. So we'll have an update on that at some point, probably the next meeting.
What's the scoop on the ones at the high school? Those tennis courts?
Steve?
Yep. I think Kay's more connected on that. She has more information than I have. We use it to practice on. It's okay. I mean,
It's safe okay now? I mean, it's
well, there's
safe
one
now?
court, you say off of court 5, I think is the number. But other than that, where they have been able to practice. The girls did and the boys will too. They're having open courts out there now. So
Are they going to be revamped or?
I don't think so.
So we're partnering with the city on
Six courts at the Crane
six
site.
courts at the new rec center site. Once those open, we will look at retooling our tennis courts to something else. We did look last year and the year before. We got a few quotes on resurfacing and potentially redoing it, and the numbers, our courts are very old, so we're glad that we can partner with the city and come together on some very nice courts for everybody to use.
Is there still talk about revamping the whole area and with the baseball field and all that? That's still,
Yeah, this is phase one of that, and then we can, then our tennis teams have somewhere else to go, then we can really focus on that area behind the high school.
but
The location of the courts is perfect for Sandusky as far as where, by the rec center. It's going to be great, all brand new. It's going to really be an improvement, and it's
Yeah.
great for tennis, for sure.
Looking forward to it. Having that site getting used again, and just listened to a podcast over the weekend from the author of that book, John Kropf. Just a shout out to that, just the history of that site. Just, there's a lot of history there, and Sandusky starting out and being as an industrial powerhouse at that time. And yeah, it's going to be nice to be able to use that site right there. Any questions on any new business?
Not new business, but open discussion.
Sorry.
Hold that thought.
Safety Town, just wanted to let everybody know that we are doing Safety Town in August. Sorry, Linda had said, can you bring up Safety Town? We're looking to do 2 sessions this year because it was pretty popular last year, and it is sponsored by the Whiteman Weber Foundation and named for the Whiteman Weber Foundation, but registration is going to go live, I think, by the end of the day tomorrow for Safety Town. And if you have a kindergartner, ages 5 and 6, I think we had maybe like 1 4-year-old because of the way that the birthdays were. Yeah. That will be going live, and then we will hopefully fill up 2 sessions, a morning and an afternoon session for this year.
Where do they hold Safety Town?
At Mills.
It used to be at Osborne.
At Mill School.
At Mills? Mm-hmm. Okay.
What's the dates for that?
August 11th through the 14th, Monday through Thursday, and we'll we'll probably have 2 different graduation sessions, one right after the morning session and one after the afternoon session. And special thanks to Whiteman Weber for being, it just fit with their mission, being a sponsor for that.
There's no question that they're all over that, and it fits where they're coming from exactly, so it's perfect. And they're very happy to do it. It's great.
Yeah. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to invite everyone to the Sandusky Aquatic Center grand opening. It'll be officially out and released soon, but I'll give you guys the date to get it on your calendars now. That is going to be Tuesday, May 27th, in the evening, probably around 6 p.m. Again, we've got a meeting coming up to finalize those last details, but absolutely May 27th.
So
Bring your
excited.
swimsuit?
Yeah, can we go swimming?
No, don't bring your swimsuit, please.
Might be thrown in.
Is there a hot tub?
They're
There's no-
they're accepting bids for the first one to jump in it.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll auction that off, yeah.
We're pushing you
You
in.
got to outbid Joe Hayberger, though.
Yeah. Joe's really passionate about jumping.
He wants to.
No, it's going to be a great event. We're super excited. I just got some giveaways in for while supplies last. First 500 people, it's going to be open to the community to come out and enjoy the grand opening, take a look around, and it's going to be very nice when it's open.
I'm sure if you know of anybody that's interested in being a lifeguard, the aquatic director is currently taking space in the athletic office. We had an extra desk there, so he's positioned there until his office is complete. And he's
What is
there.
his name?
Chris Carr.
Chris Carr?
Chris Carr. And any students that come into the athletic office for whatever reason, and he sees them,
He's
he'll ask,
recruiting them.
hey, you want to be a lifeguard? Hey, you want to be a lifeguard? So actively recruiting lifeguards.
It's definitely a needed job around here. Can pay a lot of gas money and schooling money.
Can I
They
sign up to
decided
push,
when-
Steve, can I sign up to push Joe Hayberger in?
That'd be another, that we could,
Have they decided when the public's going to be able to use it?
that I don't know.
We're actively having meetings with everyone involved and hope to have a schedule out around that open house date so we can have flyers available at open house with, upcoming dates and times for the community. Hopefully as soon as possible, this summer definitely.
Stop by and talk to him if you want any other questions. He doesn't have a whole lot to do right now.
Any items for open discussion? Or was that open discussion, I guess?
That's kind of
Yeah.
a discussion.
Nothing more on the rec center?
No, it's still in the design phase. So that would be, Chris will have an update on the next meeting for that.
Okay.
I move we adjourn.
Yep.